The granite-filled valley of Yosemite National Park attracts thrill seekers from near and far.
Man!
They come to find world-class adventures of all kinds, from cross-country skiing in the backcountry, to whitewater rafting in nearby rivers, to scaling the nearly 3,000-foot vertical face of El Capitan.
Well, there's another adventure that I've always loved, which is a lot more accessible. It takes us from the valley floor up about 5,000 vertical feet to the top of one of the most famous rock formations on the face of the earth.
It's difficult to describe and find the adjectives to express it, but yeah, it's just brilliant when you're up there.
I stood up there and I just looked around and it was totally overcome.
It's definitely nice to say I've been to the top of Half Dome.
So away we go.
From the first step to the last,
Woo!
and nearly every stride along the way, the hike to the summit of Half Dome is breathtaking. There are spectacular waterfalls, incredible views, and perhaps the most memorable finish to any hike in the world.
Oh man, it's just like, you just hold your breath like, oh my goodness, can't believe I finally made it.
But getting to the top of Half Dome is hard work. About 16.5 miles round trip and almost a mile of elevation gain.
I would say if you're not fit, it'd probably be painful.
But if you're in shape and up to the challenge, it can be an adventure of a lifetime.
When you're standing on top of that peak, you feel like you're a king or queen of the world when you're just looking out and surveying everything. It's really spectacular, and it's a climb you remember for the rest of your life.
Okay, can you help me out here, man?
All right.
Our climb begins on the valley floor, where I'm joined by Yosemite mountaineering school guide Doug Skiba and a couple of strong backs to help carry our over 200 pounds of gear.
We got Tim and we got Dan, executive producer of Bay Area Backroads. And you're going to get some work done for us today, man.
That's right.
You're going to actually do some work for a change instead of bossing us around. So away we go.
All right.
The plan for our trip is to take 2 days, hiking about 4 miles the first day and spending the night in the backcountry at Little Yosemite Campground. Then hiking the remaining 4 miles to the summit of Half Dome and all the way back down to the valley on day 2.
It looks like Little Yosemite Campground, 4.3 miles, right?
Almost there.
In Half Dome, 8.2. Man, we've probably got like 100 yards so far.
Yeah.
Idea when we come in here, though.
100 yards into our trip, we feel fresh and strong. We move at a good pace and soon begin to get glimpses of the beautiful scenery that the hike is famous for.
Oh, wow, look over this way. Kind of Glacier Point up there and
Yep, Glacier Point, and then the site of Yosemite Falls.
way over there in the distance. If it came in the springtime, that'd be pumping with water.
Rushing.
And Doug, that waterfall's looking mighty good up there.
We press on, taking in the sights and taking on the gently sloping trail, which quickly turns into a steep, intimidating, and seemingly endless set of steps.
You know, Doug, you said this was uphill, and you're right.
We climb slowly but steadily, feeling the weight of our packs and the strain of the stairs.
That's a good burn.
Fortunately, the scenery is spectacular, giving us plenty of excuses to pause and enjoy the beauty.
Great view. This is neat up here.
As we continue to climb, our backs and legs begin to feel the fatigue.
Oh, man.
And we're not the only ones.
I'm hot.
One of the amazing things about this hike is that although it is long, steep, and strenuous, we see people of all ages and fitness levels attempting the trek, all drawn by Yosemite's beauty and the mystique of Half Dome. We talked to a daughter who brought her 82-year-old mother up here. We've had a 5-year-old child. We've had a whole mixture of people, step by step, coming up here.
This is the classic hike for some people. This could be their lifetime destination.
Our destination is getting closer as we make the final push toward our campsite for the night.
Last stretch here, Doug.
So
We're here.
This is it.
Little Yosemite Valley.
It's a
Yeah.
hotel.
Yeah. Room service and everything.
Not bad. Not bad. You guys been lugging batteries and tapes and hanging in there all day?
Nice work.
Good job, you guys, man.
We roll into camp just before the sun goes down and quickly turn our attention to prepping dinner and replacing some of the many calories we burned along the way.
Because we got tortillas here, and we got cheese and all kinds of good stuff.
Couple different kinds of cheese.
A couple kinds of cheeses, and then, but here's the deal, you know, if you got any food at all or anything that smells good, like lotions, toothpaste, whatever, that a bear might like, we got to put everything in there and keep it in there, and we'll clean all this off by tonight because the bears will otherwise come and they will have a feast, and they should be eating natural food, their natural food,
Yeah.
not tortillas.
After a delicious meal of rice, beans, and tortillas, we bed down and get some much-needed sleep. We awake early the next morning to a curious visitor who's lurking around our camp looking for food. Out here in the backcountry, you never know who your neighbors might be. A bear, a busy squirrel, or a family of deer. We grab a cup of coffee and a quick breakfast before breaking camp and heading out towards Half Dome, still thousands of feet above us. Leaving our heavy camping gear behind, we move at a good clip and pretty soon end up at a vista point and get our first good look at our destination.
Holy cow, look at that. You know, it really, from here, I gotta say, it looks pretty darn intimidating.
Yeah, and this bottom part here, even before we get to that, is going to be the hardest part. We still have a lot of elevation to go. We're at 7,400 feet or so. We have to go to 88.
We press on and up
Yeah.
and soon hit the steepest section of our hike so far.
Nice and slow on these.
We climb skyward until we reach the end of the steps and are faced with the imposing reality of Half Dome itself.
We're 90% of the way there. That's the good news.
All right, the last 10%, though, is looking pretty ominous to me. Take a look.
Yeah.
The fabled cables, you got people coming up, coming down those things. I mean, that looks like it is 90 degrees straight up.
Yeah, so this is a little serious here. Let's not get too close to that end.
With winds gusting to 45 miles an hour, we carefully make our way to the beginning of the cables and start our final push.
No hurry, we got lots more to go.
Woo! Man, topping out. You made it. Well, all right, Danny. All right. Thank you. Hey, Doug, thanks, man.
Good job.
That is great. That's all right. God, look at this. I mean,
Good work.
Nice work.
whole view back in there.
Nice work.
Of the east crest of the Sierra. Everything we see is Yosemite National Park, and it's a view that unless you take a hike like this one, you're not going to get to see.
The view from the top is stunning. From the wilderness to the north, the east, and the south, all the way to Yosemite Valley, 5,000 feet below us. An adventure worth every step.
Taking this hike, coming up these cables, that can be an adventure of a lifetime.
Yeah, it is for a lot of people.
It's good to be here.
For more information about Yosemite or the Yosemite Mountaineering School, call the Backroads Hotline or visit our websites.